Hello, my name is Ebele Enemchukwu, CEO of Wabio International, and today on Let's Talk Beauty, we shall be discussing makeup mistakes to avoid. If you're ready to learn 10 of them, then come with me and let's do this. First on the list, as we always say, ensure you begin any makeup look on a clean face. Okay, so ensure your face is clean. If you have a full face of makeup, naturally you should take it off. Now, even if you have, except you just stepped out of the bathroom, if you've been around town, if you've been on the move, chances are that you have environmental particles, is that the word I'm looking for? But you have dirt on your face already, believe it or not. So you want to clean that face. Why? The longevity of the makeup will depend largely on this. So you cleanse your face, you tone your face, you moisturize, and go along with all the works, the entire routine you want, but ensure that the first thing you do is you start with a clean face. Number 2 on that list would be, please ensure you do not, this is an example, do not return the lipstick wand. Some of us have this, so you go this way. This is a makeup mistake and you want to avoid it. Reason is, for every time you do this and you return it, guess what you're doing? You're introducing bacteria here. And this just becomes a petri dish. You're really breeding microorganisms here. Tomorrow you put it again. Now it's even worse when you find people who do this on not just themselves, but on different clients. So what do you do instead? Use a lip brush. This is a lip brush. It's often flat and synthetic, talking about the bristles. So this way, take out whatever quantity you need, and on your lips you go. See what I mean? So the moment you're done with this, it's easy to wipe this off, clean it up. Fresh look. So that is mistake number 2 to avoid, okay? Another mistake you want to avoid is when you have a full face of makeup on. Now, this is, for example, in the case where you are having the makeup application done on someone else. When you have a full face of makeup on, you want to avoid fingerprints. You want to avoid touching. Remember, the skin is warm. So chances are that you leave prints, or you even move the product. You don't want that. Remember, we want a fresh, flawless, and airbrush finish to the look. To achieve that, in place of your hands, you can start using a velo puff. So we call this, or you call it a powder puff. So use this instead. It helps if it has this support behind. So you can use it. Matter of fact, here at Wabio Place, we say your pinky puff. So velo puff, pinky puff, powder puff is a preferred option than actually touching the skin, like resting on the skin to apply whatever for your client. How about having too much product on at the same time? What do I mean? Say you're applying some eyeshadow or you're applying foundation, whatever product really, it is advisable you build it up, meaning take little by little, than going with a heavy hand or going with a lot of products and start working your way and trying to reduce the intensity of what you've done. So less is more generally, but if you have to build on it, take a little bit and you think, okay, I want it more pigmented, or I want more effect on this, or I want to highlight this even better, I want to accentuate this feature better. Please build on it rather than going strong with a lot of makeup and working your way out of it. That is number 4 makeup mistake to avoid. How about number 5? Who is ready for this one? Now, this is big. I say this is big because the adverse effects are long lasting, and they are things you may be ungrateful, or you might regret. That's the word I'm looking for. These are things you might regret later in life. But the beautiful thing is you're learning it now, so you won't fall into that hole. What am I speaking of? Sleeping with makeup on. I'm looking at you, you know you've done it before. For this concluding segment, it is going to be all practical. So let's leave plenty talk and show you what we mean to some extent. And to help us do that is the beautiful, the gorgeous Ebele. Nice. How are you?
Very well.
Okay, I'll help you. Take your seat. Perfect. Makeup mistake number 6 to avoid. Remember, I told you this is practical, is what here at Wabio Place we refer to as the Lekki Aja syndrome. What do I mean? You know when you have makeup on and you look at the brows and there's that sharp line underneath? I mean, this is in order, no worries. And then you have something else above here, like a shade, like a color, this bright, equally above. That is a no-no in makeup artistry. Why does that happen? It's simply because you're putting the wrong shade of concealer, assuming that's what you're using, or foundation. You're putting the wrong shade above. So what do you do to correct that error? What you use instead is the exact color of the client. Or now, if you're talking about yourself, if you're doing this for yourself, so the exact skin color for you, or even a shade darker, is safer than having 2 shades lighter or even a shade lighter. So bottom line, make sure it blends. Now, when you do that, ensure you also blend thoroughly. When you do that, the Lekki Aja Express will be avoided. You know when you have makeup that is good from far, but far from good when you come up close. That's another no-no. When you have creases under the eyes. What do I mean by creases? You look up and you see that there's so much going on underneath. You have either the mascara has drained into that area or you have packed on concealer. It's just not flattering. Why does that happen? Because for every time you highlight underneath, you do not blend out thoroughly before setting. Remember, say you've added some concealer around the under eye. What usually will happen is that you're speaking to people or you're carrying on with your activities for the day. And then you say, oh, let me go and set it. Before you set it, guys, make sure you blend. You dab gently, you dab underneath the eyes. When you're done with that, tell the client, in this case, if you're doing the makeup for yourself, ensure you do not look down. So you say, please keep looking down. You take some translucent powder and then you set it. So you have powder here, you set it, and you have very clean under eyes. Another mistake to avoid is this. You see, when you're done applying eyeshadow and maybe you want to go on with an eyeliner, you find people actually using their hands to pick up the eyelid. They tell the client, okay, shut your eyes, then they pick up the eyelid this way just to apply the liner. Instead, what you want to do is you use a Q-tip. In everyday term, you say a cotton bud. So this right here in makeup artistry is a Q-tip. Use this instead to pull up the eyelid and then apply whatever product you want to apply. In this case, an eyeliner. How many times have you seen this? Now, how many times have you done this? Give me a second. Now, this is a falsie. This is a lash, right? An artificial eyelash. Now, I'm assuming this is the lash glue. You've introduced the glue on the lash band, and what you see a lot is this. You do it, you know you do it. Why are you looking at me? You know you do it. So, it's makeup mistake number 9. You're introducing bacteria there. And who told you, even if the client doesn't say they don't want it, it's okay to do it for yourself. Well, it's permissible, so to speak, to do it for yourself. But let me tell you what is ideal. This is what you should do. Hello, nature, you were blessed already. Wave it around. And even if you don't want to wave it, say you want to go ahead to apply mascara or any other thing, you can just have it there, do whatever else, give it some time to get tacky. The moment it's tacky, go ahead. If you're comfortable using your hands, if you're comfortable using a pair of tweezers, that's fine. But people of God, please do not do this, okay? Now, since we're talking of blowing, people, please do not blow the client. How many times does this happen? Now, the fact that the client is not saying they're not okay with it is not to say it is okay to do that. So maybe you've applied eyeshadow and you have some fallout there. Instead of using a brush to take it off, what you see is, you see, she's even cringing. But I smell good, don't I? But whether you smell good or not, we don't want it. So that right there is makeup mistake number 10 to avoid. This list is not exhaustive, but it gives you an idea of some of the common ones. Keep these ones in mind, and when you perform any makeup look, you'll come across as professional. That's what you want to be, right? Remember, hygienic processes. You want a clean, flawless makeup, and you do not want any counteraction, meaning any infection or anything that goes wrong as a result of a non-hygienic application process. Until we see you again, my name is Ebele, and this is Imebong, and together, thank you for your time.